Okay, well, Lucifer here. I'm going to do a review today for an album that came out some time ago. Now it's a rap album, surprisingly. So you're going to get to see Lucifer's hidden thug life, gangster side. Lucifer gets the tab bitches when he gets the dollar. So yeah, we're gonna plow on with this album. This is the Infamous Mobb Deep. As you know, the Mobb Deep, like one of the really old school sort of gangster gangster rap sort of duos. In my opinion, they brought out, and a lot of people's opinions, they're the perpetrators of the greatest rap album of all time, which is the Infamous, which came out in 1994, I think. Which is why this album's basically a double album that came out 20 years after the Infamous album, so it's a double album. So as well as coming with a disc with new material, it's got a disc with a bunch of demos from the Infamous sessions, which should be enough to get anyone up on Amazon or iTunes, or iTunes is for fags, that is, and just any music outlet, and going over to buy this album. Although actually, nah, I said that and offended all of my numerous iTunes audience, but the thing is that the digital version of this album seems to have more content. You see, I pre-ordered this album a while back, but it didn't come for some reason. They said, well, we've run out of copies. I was like, well, I thought pre-ordering it was kind of the point, really. I get a copy pre-ordered for me, but, that's Amazon for you. But I got a free digital copy with it. They're doing that on Amazon now. No matter what you buy, even if it's, even if it's a physical copy of an album, they also send you a digital copy. And they've also got, like, an Amazon iTunes type thing now. Which is interesting, I guess. You can't burn discs from it, though, which is just sad. Sad. Come on, Amazon, get your game up. Where was I going with that? But yeah, I listened to the digital version of this album first before I got the physical version, and I noticed something that, for a start, I only got the regular edition, but for some reason my digital version had 4 extra tracks, one of which was done with Nas. It was another collaboration. So I don't know what happened there, but they didn't come in my physical copy, and and actually with the digital edition, I got 3 albums. The third one, I got the regular I got the Infamous sessions, and then the new album, and then I got a remastered version of the Infamous, which is awesome. Only I've kind of got it over there, really. Oh. Also, I don't really think it needs to be remastered. I think one of the cool things about it, I'm probably just talking out of my ass here, and no one's going to agree with me, but one of the cool things about the Infamous album is how raw it sounds. A sound which is magnified in the demo tapes. But anyway, we're gonna try and jump right in and not have me ponder on about shit that's gonna make people jump off of buildings. So yeah, we got the first album, the Infamous Mobb Deep. The first track is Taking You Off here, which is like really old school, sort of got a real old school vibe and stuff, which is another strange thing I've noticed with this album, actually. Some certain songs have like an old schooly vibe, and then other songs sound like really new. Like the new songs are like Say Something and Low, featuring Mac Wilds. Mac Wilds is this guy. He's got this, Justin Bieber, I'm only in the business because girls think I'm cute type voice. It's not a bad voice, mind you. We all got to keep in mind that Justin Bieber doesn't really have a bad voice. The kid's just a dick, and the people that are paid to write his music for him just suck, or only intend to write songs for the intention of pulling in all 10 ladies. So oh god, that's gonna have everyone knocking down my door now. Like, what are you saying? Justin Bieber's the devil. Well, just calm down, okay? Calm down, matey. I'm gonna go through the rest of this. Yeah, so like Low with I don't know how I should do this, actually. I guess I'll just do it how I did the Paradigm Shift review. So Taking You Off here, it's got this really old school vibe. It's got a cool verse by Havoc, as usual, because Prodigy hasn't been able to rap for some time now. But I honestly think Havoc's at the top of his game with this album. He certainly makes up for the both of them. Then you've got Say Something. It's got this really new school vibe. The beat's a little all over the place, but I liked it. And there was the one song, I think, where Prodigy's verse is kind of cool. But as usual, songwriting's pretty top notch. It isn't like Infamous tier top notch, but there we go. We got Get Down. It's really fast paced. And there was another thing I noticed actually with the digital edition, and that some of these songs have like different collaborations on them in the digital version, and they cut them out. Like in Get Down, in the digital version, it was a collaboration between Mobb Deep and Snoop Dogg, which was cool. And the same with All a Dream. In All a Dream, it's a collaboration with Mobb Deep and the Locks, and that's like mouth-watering, panty-dropping combo, but it wasn't in the physical version, which is just sad. I don't know why they cut them out, but there we go, I guess. Damn you, Mushroom Head. Sorry, I've been thinking about Mushroom Head recently. They've released a new song, by the way. Damn you, Mobb Deep. Please don't come around my house and blow my brains out. Then we've got Dirt, which is kind of an ambiguous track, really. There's nothing special about it, but it's not overall bad either. It's still better than most of the tracks they were bringing out in early 2000 and the like. They only really got back on their game, bell back on their high horse when The Safest Crack came out. Yeah, there's that Timeless, same sort of deal, just really ambiguous sounding. There's another problem I have with this album, and it's all really formulaic. There's no there's nothing that you might not expect. There's nothing to surprise you really. Most of the songs are all structured. Curse, Vorus, Curse, Vorus, Curse. Well done. Verse, chorus, verse. Kind of deal. There are no skits or anything, or any of the old Mobb Deep charm to come. Then again, we haven't had any of that for some time now. What else was I say? So yeah, so there's that. There's All a Dream, which I really like. Actually, the beat's sort of all over the place, but it's got this really dark sounding tune to it. And it's definitely got the best, my favorite lyrics in it. Anyway, it's basically them charting a story of how they dreamt about going down to the strip and stuff, and just hitting it big at casinos. But it's really cleverly done, I think, especially on Havoc's side. And in the version with the Locks, the song does get a bit old after a while, admittedly. It's 5.5 minutes long with the Locks, but it's the fucking Locks. And there's just a cool bunch of dudes. Then there's Low, feat Mac Wilds. Surprisingly, despite the fact that it sounds really new school Low, and it's got all this love theme. It's Lucifer doesn't like love because he's a virgin. You heard nothing. What do you expect? Okay, spend all of my spare time browsing 4chan and masturbating. Shut up. But yeah, it sounds really new school ish. It's got this love theme and stuff with Mac Wilds and everything, but it's not that bad, to be honest with you. Havoc makes up for it as usual. I know it sounds like I'm just blowing Havoc, but Havoc's a cool dude. Okay, I think he's one of my favorite rappers actually, alongside Method Man. But there we go. Sorry, this is a white guy sharing his opinion of rap. It's not going to be very good. But yeah, so there's Low. It sounds really new school, but I like it. I like the touch it has, and despite the fact that Mac Wilds sounds like a Justin Bieber type singer, I don't think his voice is all that bad, and I don't think Mac Wilds is a dick. So there's something. There's Murderer, another ambiguous sort of track like Dirt and Timeless. Nothing special. Same with Check the Credits. Give Me All That's a little funner. I think it's got kind of a much more interesting sort of chorus, but it's much catchier. That's for certain. I quite like it, but it's still got that verse, chorus, verse formula. So it's nothing special really. Then we've got Legendary feat Bun B and Juicy J. Juicy J can't rap for shit really, but it's a fun collaboration and the beat's great. Although the chorus is really messed up. The chorus is basically just the same beat as the verse, and it's just some messed up, distorted voice saying "legendary, legendary." It's what? Yeah, they did make a few poor songwriting choices on this one, but I quite like it. Then there's Lifetime, which is one of my favorite tracks on this. Actually, it's really dark sounding. Well, not dark sounding. It's really downbeat and everything. It's really I think it's Pat with Emotion. I know that sounds gay, but from the Prodigy side at least, he's singing about how he spent his nights locked up in the studio and stuff just by himself, and it's kind of I like it. It's got this emotional twist to it. The final song on here, I would review the other ones, but I can't remember what they were all like by now. Well, I think that Nas collaboration was on their EP, Black Cocaine. And I might do a review of that at some point. So there we have that. Then there's My Block, which is another one of my favorite tracks on this. Um, Excuse me, my screen went black. I think it has like a really old school vibe to it, and by old school I mean like juvenile hell old school. You know, it's them just singing about their block, how they hang out in the block with all day thugs, and stuff. You know, it's really odd to have like a song like Lifetime with it's packed full of emotion and everything, and then to finish the album off on a more bouncy old school tune, but I like it. I like it. I think it's got a lot of charisma to it as well. It just sort of ends and fades out, and all you hear are the sounds of New York City and everything. Really does remind me of Juvenile Hell, which I like. So yeah, that was the new material. Overall, I'd say it feels a little uneven, what with some of the songs feeling really sort of new school and some of them feeling really old school. But I guess I give it a 7 out of 10 overall. You know, pretty solid, just pretty formulaic and lacking in charisma in a lot of places. Which you know is the kind of thing you want from Mobb Deep is an album packed full of that sort of gangster feel and charisma. But there we go. I guess I liked it. I liked it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. You know, it's good enough. Good enough. And so I guess I'll move on to the Infamous sessions. You know, if you guys haven't gone and jumped off a bridge already for not for lack of me talking, but there we go. We're going to jump into Disc 2, I don't think I'm going to do a track for track 1. These are mostly just songs from the Infamous, so you know, you've got Eye for an Eye, only now Eye for an Eye is a collaboration between Ghostface Killer, Raekwon and Nas with Mobb Deep, which is like the best lineup for a song of all time. And it is, it's really good. I mean, the tunes, like, something that runs throughout on the Infamous sessions is that the tunes feel a bit off. You know, you got to remember that these are, these are demo tapes, but it's what it brings back really is the charisma that that the other disc was missing. You know, it's got skits and everything, and it's got like just really old school recordings and sounds of them at the studio and stuff like that. And it's just really good. You know, other songs on here include "Get It In Blood," which I think is a song title for another song which they released on the disc. I don't remember which one though. What they released in the final disc, I don't remember which one though, which is helpful. But but it's good. I could just say this for every song on the Infamous sessions, really. Like, you know, give me the goods. Temperatures Rising. There's an old version of Temperatures Rising, by the way. I know. Just don't let those panties drop too quickly. But it is as good as it sounds, right? The chorus is not quite as good, but you know, the beat and everything, and it's still got that really hardcore and just like Odin tier lyric writing. You got Survival of the Fittest, We About to Get Hectic, The Money, The Infamous. You know, a lot of these are song titles for songs in progress that finally made it on the album in another form. But they're all equally as good. Well, not maybe equally as good, but you know, anything that's vaguely a taste of the Infamous album, which is something we haven't really had from Mobb Deep since Murder Music. I mean, like they came close with The Safe Is Cracked. But you know, outside of that, well, just any taste of the Infamous album is great. You know, and this is full of it. It's got that old, it's got that old feeling, that atmosphere, that charisma, and it's just really good, really good. And I like it. You know, old school sounds. The beats are still good, a little unfinished sounding, but overall, it kind of felt like when I was buying this, I didn't know it was a double album until I actually got the digital version. And I hid the original disc, and I was like, yeah, this is okay. I hid the Infamous sessions, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. So what it really feels like is that I actually bought the demo album, and the new material just happened to come with it. Which sounds messed up, but it's true. Okay, it's definitely worth getting this album, and I'm gonna say this now. You should definitely get this album. You know, if not for the new material, just anyway, if you're any Mobb Deep fan or hip hop fan in general, actually get it for the Infamous sessions, because they're really really amazing, and it's something you don't want to miss out on. So yeah, that's it. I think I give the Infamous sessions like 9 out of 10. Definitely, some of the tunes feel a little unfinished, but they're still great. So yeah, that's overall. To summarize, I guess the new material's kind of lacking in charisma. The songwriting's gotten a little formulaic, but lyric writing is pretty good, and Havoc at least really comes out on top, and the Prodigy's just sort of there for that Mobb Deep feel, and they still make a great tag team even if only one of them can rap. anymore. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Some of the songs feel a little uneven, especially with the massive mix between sort of old school and new school vibes. But apart from that, it's definitely worth listening to. It's better than their America's Worst Nightmare and crap like that. Um, and then we got it's a 7 out of 10, and then the Infamous Sessions, just a bunch of old badass songs um, from way back when, and demos and the like, and from the Infamous album, and it's just really badass. Okay, I know I'm not the best reviewer here. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's really badass. Um, so there we go, I guess. Um, Overall, I think I give the album an 8 out of 10. It's pretty solid. What with the Infamous disc included, if it weren't for it, then it'd still be a pretty decent album. So I think that's it. I don't know. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think now that Lucifer's gone all gangster and shit. And we'll see. Just did you enjoy the album? Have you not bought it yet? Are you looking forward to it? What tracks are you looking forward to most, or like what concerns do you have, or did you have about it? What are your favorite parts about it, and all that jazz? So yes, this is that's it. Farewell.